We currently have the best deal of the year live now on poodlecfb.com. If you use code FLASH, capital F, you get $65 off the annual plan, or if you use code FLASH 2025, capital F, you get $6 off the monthly plan. You unlock exclusive spreadsheets, in-depth info, and our members-only Discord. Come join thousands of other members in the fastest growing and best CFB Dynasty community out there. Don't miss out. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Poodle back with another CFB 26 video, and in today's video, I'm gonna be going over the new greatest coach build in Dynasty mode. Before we get into the video, guys, though, if you do want to have access to the greatest and fastest growing CFB community, every data study, every tool, everything you could ever need to dominate your Dynasty, come check out poodlecfb.com, guys. Honestly, at this point, with how many people are over there, if you're not in poodlecfb.com, you're likely behind in your Dynasty. A lot of people in your Dynasties, I promise, are secretly in there. We've had a lot of instances where people have bumped into each other in there and they're like, don't tell our league, don't bring this up. I'm telling you guys, you don't want to be missing out. And it's the best place to talk college ball, talk CFB 26 and everything else. Come check it out. If you use code FLASH, capital F, you do get $65 off the annual plan. And if you use code FLASH 2025, you get $7 off the monthly plan. Come check it out. It's a recurring discount, so you are locked in for the lifetime of your membership. Come join thousands of other members who want to dominate Dynasty just like yourself. And guys, first few people to DM me on Twitter after each video, the word Dynasty gets a special rate exclusive to them that also is recurring. So come check it out. Let's get into the video. So guys, I did some digging. I ran some Dynasties, I talked to some people, and I've come to a new agreement in my own head for coaching builds, where I stand. So my original coaching build that I dropped the first day of the game is still valid. But where I've come to the thought process with how this game plays, that coaching build caters to probably the top 10 to 15% of players. And that's great. It's supposed to be the greatest coaching build. If you can acquire CEO, if you can acquire elite recruiter, that is the coaching build. But upon talking to a lot of people, they wanted a build that could be the greatest coaching build that doesn't require you to win national championships or constantly bring in top 5 classes, to make it easier but still be able to compete with my greatest coaching build. And that's what this is, the new greatest coaching build that applies to the majority of the players. And as you guys know with these videos, I do the math live on the video so we can break it down all together so everything makes sense. So you're going to want to be starting with a coach that is a motivator coach. Ideally, I wish we could start with a hybrid package, but we can't. Recruiter, tactician, or motivator are your options. Now, this package will require you to have a little bit of tactician because of some unlock requirements. So keep in mind that you can technically start there. So there's two things to think about here. For the great, I'm going to go through just the packages, but there is a strategy where you start with tactician so you get the bonus XP for wins, and that works as well. But I'm going to be starting with motivator. So from motivator, I'm going to try to give you guys a path here, but keep in mind the problem with giving coaching paths, in my opinion, is that you could unlock that before this or that before this. So it's like, I can give you a path, but you're gonna have to keep it relative to yourself. Start motivator. What you're gonna want here in motivator is going to be, I'm only gonna do it for one specific set and then follow that across the rest because I don't have enough points to do the rest, obviously. So you're gonna want to get to motivator tier 3. This is my first point of attack. I want that off-season boost. This is a game where off-season training is so huge. Like, I think it's even bigger than last year, how much talent developer and program building and player progression works. Now guys, this build is going to lean in the progression way. So our first build was about domination, dominating the recruiting trail, dominating player caps, and all of that. But I found a way to put a build together that allows you to actually get to the same level as these schools without out recruiting them, because they've increased player progression this year. So if you do things the right way, in year 4, a Georgia's recruit and all their players could be 95 to 99. In year 4, all your 3 and 4 stars can also be 95 to 99 if you just follow these tips. So stay tuned to the end of the video. You're going to want every piece of this package. So let's start with motivator. You're going to want tier 1 through 3. That is 8 times 3, which is going to be 24 points. So stay with me here. 24 points. And you're going to want it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You want it for every single one except for kicker and punter. So that's going to cost you 168 points. No unlock requirements because obviously you start with motivator. From there, ideally you go talent developer or strategist. Now I'm going to stick with talent developer for now. For talent developer, once you can get it, it's going to cost you 10 points to unlock. Now remember, this is where the whole pathway comes. Hybrid costs more than a base package in terms of scaling. So it's smarter to go for your base packages first, because if you upgrade talent developer to 10, this will go up to 30. So I'm going to drop my face game so you can see that. Talent developer costs 10, but if you buy this, the next hybrid goes up to 15, but tactician goes up to 30. So while I do prefer talent developer, this is where I'm telling you guys, keep the track as you will for yourself. Tactician essentially will be cheaper to do in the long run. So if you don't mind gutting Tactician at first and just dealing with it, that's the way to go. So ideally it's Talent Developer, but what you do next is go Tactician. Now what you need to do in Tactician is going to be spending 50 points as per the unlock requirement. Let me drop the webcam again. You're going to need to spend 50 points in Tactician. So let's break this all down. So we did the math before. We have 8 times 3 times 7, which is 168. Now, like I said, you want to be purchasing Tactician. So let's purchase Tactician to get our 20 here, which does count towards the 20 spent there. So that definitely is helpful. Now we're going to need our 50. You can do that now, you can do it later. But point is, you're going to have to spend a little bit more than 50, unfortunately, because that's how this works. So you can upgrade whatever you want, your choice. We're going to need to spend a total of 50. So we already at 20, we're 28, we're at 36, we're at 44, and let's call it 52. We now hit the requirement to unlock Strategist. So now we're good there. Now you got to spend a little bit more. So let's add that to the list, a chart here. So that's 52 spent in Tactician. So we're at 220. Now remember, you want to do all your base ones first. You're going to have to unlock Recruiter, unfortunately, here to actually go ahead and do this. So for this, it actually works out because you can kind of go ahead and get some of your early scouting ones. So for me, I would pick the ones that you think you need the most help and you end up scouting the most. So you can go with the efficiency route here, or you can go for the route of the ones you want. So you can do quarterback, halfback, wide receiver, or the efficiency route where offensive linemen help you do a lot of offensive linemen, which may be a lot more helpful. Remember, we need to spend a total of about 32 here. Well, actually, no, we spent 30. We spent 30 on this one. So we only need to spend a total of 24, give or take. So let's do one more. There we go. We have our 50 requirement now to unlock Strategist. That is done. So it was we spent 30, then we spent 46, 54. So we're at 274 points spent for our unlock requirements. Now we got to unlock Talent Developer. I'm going to get all the unlocks out of the way so that we can just go through on the math from there. So unlocking Talent Developer requires 20, and then unlocking Strategist would be 25. We now have all of our unlock requirements for the basic trees done. That's 319 spent. At which point you can do what I love, and that's Talent Developer. So Talent Developer, you want to go to tier 3. So let's do 12 times 3 times 7. Let me break this all down. So it's 319 plus the 12 times 3 times 7. That leaves you at 571. So let's break down why this is the best package in the game. Bonus XP for quarterbacks when they're drafted. This one is what I refer to as the Mecha player development. This is the pipeline strategy where you get a quarterback to 95, he gets drafted first round, the elite dev guy behind him gets up to a 95, he gets drafted first round, and you start just developing a quarterback factory. It's kind of like Georgia with a freshman can start in every roster, and so on and so forth, and every year you have a startable player. That's that one. Quarterback Whisperer. I love this one this year. Freshman and sophomore quarterbacks progress faster. Make sure to redshirt all your freshmen. Bring in a lot of high dev guys. You're going to have freshman and sophomore quarterbacks or players for 3 seasons. Their freshman season, their redshirt freshman season, and their sophomore year. That's going to allow you to have 3 years of players to progress faster while getting that draft bonus above them. And then Star Maker tier 3 is starting players. So once they are actually starting, you'll gain XP faster. If you want to give them their 4 games of redshirt eligibility and play them, they gain XP faster. All in all, this is huge for getting points, especially in season, and getting more stuff and stats out of them, doing what you do. This is a great way to build your team. And now we're starting to kind of like have that compiling snowball effect of putting together packages with Motivator tier 3 to where you don't need to bring in 5 stars because you can just bring in 3 and 4 stars with high devs, and you're going to see how I do that next. And then you're able to compete with teams like Georgia without having to actually win as many games as them to get the players they get, or have elite recruiter to get the recruits they get. So that's tier 1 through 3 on this. Don't touch kicker or punter as always. Next, we have 571. It leaves us with a fair amount of points left. What I'm going to do next here is now coming to Strategist. In Strategist, I want to get to tier 4. Because tier 4 Strategist gets us 2 things I really love for a person who doesn't win a lot of games, or a person who's not in the top 10% of their league consistently, and a person who doesn't recruit to the best of your ability. And really just for someone, honestly, the winning thing is like the top 3 players. The top 3 players in your league, like the best 3. If you're not in there, this is great for you. That's going to be tier 3, lower the bar. Of course, the visit stuff is great for you too, because that actually gives you a chance. If you get lucky with some week 2 or week 3 home games or bye weeks, you can beat out a team like Georgia with your visit because of your bigger impact on visits, and you won't need the recruiting prowess because you could just beat people using visits, and that's really great. So tier 3 though, lower the deal breaker threshold. Let's say a player's championship contender is a B+, and you're again not a top 3 player in your league, and you're always hovering around that deal breaker being a B-, B. having tier 3 lower the bar will actually bring your players down from a B+ to a B. If your coordinators have it, a B-. If another coordinator has it, a C. So now you're in like that C range, and you're able to not lose players to the transfer portal, and you'll have access to recruit more players. Love that ability this year. And most importantly is going to be this final one. Let me remove the webcam. Mind Reader, increased chance to learn dev trait while scouting. If you guys didn't watch my video, I went over a glitchy recruiting method where essentially with that ability, if you have it on your head coach and even your coordinators too to make it better, you have a chance for every time you scout a player to see their dev trait. And if you have it on, it's basically on 5 stars, it's like a 15% chance. And on 4 stars, it's like a 25. So for every 4 stars you scout, you get a chance to see their dev trait. And you don't have to scout them fully. You don't have to do the full scouting. On the first scouting click, you reveal their trait. So you can essentially go through and use all your scouting hours just seeing like 100 different players, what their dev traits are, and then exclusively bringing in elite and star dev players. That's where this gets glitchy. So you bring in all those elite and star dev players, you win them with visits, or they're not even seen because people aren't even going that deep to find all these players. Then you have talent developer and you redshirt them, and you have quarterback whisperer and star maker absolutely just raking in the XP for you on star and elite dev players, which are super glitchy this year. So now let's add up these points. So we're at 571. This is going to cost 12 times 4 times 7. We're at 907. That leaves us with about 100 points left. And honestly, I'm happy. I got a little bit of recruiting scouter. I got strategist maxed out. I have talent developer where I want it. I have motivator where I want it. My build to me is going to absolutely rake in the XP gains. You're going to get to the offseason, and with an elite dev freshman quarterback, going to see like 100 skill points for you to spend with manual, or if you're on auto, that's fine too. They'll just spend it for you, and you're going to be even better. This actually helps counteract auto leagues where you may be upgrading like the dumb stuff. So you're going to have so much skill points that they're going to upgrade the dumb stuff and the good stuff. If you're in a manual league, you're going to upgrade all the good stuff and have all the platinum abilities. Now here's where there's a fork in the road. And I'm still debating, and this really depends on you. So you can go one of two ways. Remember, everything's unlocked here. So personally, I don't care for the scouting as much if I'm getting the elite dev and the star dev guys from Strategist, because in that case, I could just cherry pick really high skilling guys. They'll be as good as I want them to be. Strategist is maxed out. Tactician, I don't recommend spending any more in there. Motivator, master motivator would be too expensive. And talent developer, there is one perk left, but we're not there yet. So at this point, you could either do one of two things: architect or program builder. So what I like about program builder is, let's leave our 907 base we're at. To unlock program builder, it would cost you 30 points, right? So 30 points program builder, that would cost you 30. You have 937. What I would do if I went the program builder route would be to max out this, which is 16 times 3. And then I would max out this, which is 16 times 3. Now, here's the issue. This puts you about 18 points over the total. So you have to make a cut here, unless you have pre-order bonus on. If you have pre-order bonus on, you have enough. I'm not going to make this video as if there's pre-order bonus. I'm just going to tell you what you could do if you had the pre-order bonus. So you're a little over. So you can cut back on one of these. You can cut back on hometown discount if you want, or you can cut back on one of the ones in either in talent developer if you want to just drop one of the positions you don't care for. It's your choice. You can cut back on program builder. But that's the first route. What that'll do for you, and this kind of lays into the whole you're not recruiting thing. Program builder, tier 1, or relationship builder and strong roots all the way through, gives all your pipelines a huge boost and all your recruits a huge boost. So basically your board's gonna have all these guys where you're in first and second place for, and now you can cherry pick who you want from elite and star dev, and you have all these guys your top interest for, and you can easily snag a few guys. If you don't have that, you're gonna be a little behind, and you're not gonna be a recruiter, so you're gonna have low starting interest, and you're not gonna have the recruiting prowess to catch up. So I really lean going the program builder route, because that allows you to maximize development, maximize pipelines, and have pretty good recruiting prowess still, because you're going to be first on a lot of guys' boards, and then you can utilize a visit to give you another big boost with strategist. So that's why I kind of lean the program builder route. Let's say you say screw all that, I'm just going to dev like an animal. You can then take those points and come over to architect. Now architect at this point is going to cost, let's go back to that 931 or 907, and let's go add back architect, and architect's going to cost you approximately a good amount more points, because you have to still spend more in motivator. Oh, sorry, we already spent motivator. I'm looking at the board here, it's confusing me. So architect's gonna cost you 20 points to upgrade, or no, sorry. It's going to cost you, we spent strategist is going to cost you 20, talent developer would cost you 25, that would cost you 30. So it's 30 to buy into it, at which point you can essentially do what you want here. So you can go 12 across the board, 12 times 7, which would be 84, plus 907 plus 30, that would leave you slightly over. So you could basically get tier 1 on everyone if you want that, You can also be a little bit more selective, and you can go like tier 1 and 2 on your quarterback and your running back. See, because I don't think O-lines ought like that great for getting to tier 3 on. I don't really care for limitless on them. I also don't care for offensive line earning additional XP for in-game goals. Honestly, for me, I care about tier 1. So I probably go tier 1 across the board, but that's 3-game win streak. So again, if you're not a top player, you don't win a lot of games. That's my problem with Architect, is that initial jump for 3-game win streaks may not help you. So you really want to get to tier 2. So maybe you do it on places you can control, like quarterback, maybe running back, maybe wide receivers, maybe cornerbacks, and you can just do what you want there. So that's up to you. Now, if you have the pre-order bonus, keep in mind, you can do the program builder and get a little bit of Architect. If you have the pre-order bonus, you can probably do most of Architect with the extra 100. You can then go in and get yourself a few more positions here, at least tier 1, and then you can probably get tier 2 and a bunch of them. I would never go to tier 4 on this. If you have the 100 extra points, alternatively, you could not go into program builder. You could not go into Architect. You could save about the 200 points you have, and you possibly could hold out in case you ever get elite recruiter. You can do that too. So that is up to you, but the pre-order bonus in a lot of leagues were turned off, so I'm really not leaning that direction. But if you have the pre-order bonus, you could essentially do talent developer, motivator, and strategist, and then also possibly get some elite recruiter on you. But again, it's going to be hard, and it's a lot of leagues have it turned off. But that's at least the base for me, and that's why I always say my coach builds are about 85 to 90% is what you should follow. Get motivator, get talent developer, get strategist. You have about 100 points left over, or 200 points for the pre-order bonus, and then it's your choice to either go program builder, Architect. Use your own judgment. Program builder is automatic and it's organic. Every year you're going to load into a new fresh season. You're going to be a top on a lot of boards. Your pipelines are going to be great. Nothing you have to do there. Architect's going to require you to win some games. Now, the second one is less winning, but you still have to get some stats. So if you're not great at getting stats, or not like a high scoring player, it might not help you as much, but you get some of that combined with some of the other stuff in talent developer, you're sitting pretty. Alternatively too, if you never think you're gonna get elite recruiter, but you definitely want some more recruiting prowess, you can go tier 1 through 3 here. I'm not overly interested on getting tier 2 here or tier 1, because you're gonna be doing the method of looking for one-click scout, mind reader, dev traits. You're not really looking for their actual stats, but you can go this route too if you want. Maybe if you find their elite, you want to scout them. I don't know, not really something I'm looking forward to there. You can also go master motivator if you get the extra 200, but all up to you. It's going to be organic versus skill at that point. You guys have to figure out how you finish this build off. I personally, where I sit right now without a pre-order bonus with the extra 100, I'm somewhat leaning possibly getting that Architect bonus. Leaning. But I also want to be able to recruit. Program builder sound pretty good. I'm not entirely sure. It really depends, but I think Architect could really benefit me. But I do actually think that the extra pipeline will make it easier for you to get extra players on your board that you could just scout and easily win. So it really depends how much of a punt you're willing to take on recruiting. But guys, about it for the video. Hope you enjoyed. And remember, this does not disqualify the first coach build. The first coach build utilizes elite recruiter, utilizes CEO, and it utilizes a little bit more in-depth stuff on a few other places. So that's where we're really changing it up on, is that you're not going the CEO route. You're not going all on a few other things. But guys, that's it for the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn that noti bell. The first few people to DM me after watching this video, the word Dynasty, gets a special rate exclusive to them for poodlecfb.com. Make sure to lock yourself in. That will be a recurring special rate as well. And if you haven't already, just check it out. poodlecfb.com is the best and fastest growing CFB community out there. We have thousands of members. We have everything you could ever need to know about Dynasty mode over there in easy to understand, digestible places, easy reads, and of course, if you're a guy that just comes home late after a long day of work, Friday night, and all you want to do is just load up and you don't want to have to do research on what the best stuff is, poodlecfb.com is for you. We have announcements, we have a data lab, we have TLDRs, everything you need to know, like, okay, this week, this is what happened. Recruiting changed, this changed, they updated this, here you go, dominate your league. So simple. And if you're not already in there, a lot of your league mates probably are, and you're at a disadvantage, whether or not they admit it. A lot of them are in there. So come check it out. Use code FLASH, capital F, for $65 off the annual plan, or code FLASH 2025 for $7 off the monthly plan. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out. Peace.